I wanted to do a reaction video, my friends, about the video from Nomics, from Alex. He was talking about the huge mistakes people make in the Pokemon hobby that will crush you. At certain points, I agree with him. A lot of people say to diversify, to not only put your eggs in one basket. That's my opinion as well. He also says that you need to be careful, because if you over diversify, you will suffocate your business. You will not be able to sustain the growth or get the growth that you are looking after. Let me give you an example. So last year, I was adding TCGs like I was putting on a new underwear every day. I kept on adding, and I was saying to Cindy, hey, I got a great idea, the TCG Altered. Hey, I got a great idea, Star Wars Unlimited. Yeah, My Hero Academia. She was like, are you going to add more? Are you sure? I was like, yeah, I've seen opportunities and we are going to grow the business. It's going to be exciting. She says, okay, yeah, go ahead, but I don't know. I even added Funko Pop, merchandising and all that crap. And in the end, I was suffocating my business because I was taking portions of the money allocated for Pokemon or for other TCGs that were actually selling, Pokemon, Magic the Gathering, One Piece, Yu-Gi-Oh! I was taking money out of those TCGs and I was buying Altered, My Hero Academia, Star Wars Unlimited and all those things. And that was not good, because there, at a certain point, there comes a good buying opportunity, a huge reprint for Pokemon, for example, and you want to buy that. And then you say, I don't have any money. I cannot buy the latest and the greatest because I'm stuck with Star Wars Unlimited. And they destroyed their product because they launched those Carbonite booster boxes, and I've got the normal booster boxes, and it's not selling. People are not interested. Yu-Gi-Oh! At a certain moment felt completely still on my end. I'm still holding a very big bag just because I wanted to do too many TCGs. One thing that I do know is that you need to diversify a bit. Yeah, that's why in November that I decided, okay, I'm going to focus on 4 TCGs. And I'm going to, for the moment, not invest anything anymore in the other ones, and I'm going to slowly let them die. I'm going to slowly sell everything off, and I'm not going to restock them. So my main TCGs are Pokemon, Magic the Gathering, One Piece, and Disney Locana. Those are for the moment my biggest ones. Those are the ones that get my interest. But I'm also reevaluating from time to time if it's still smart and what I need to do future-wise. So this is a good recommendation from my end. This is what I have noticed. One other thing that he was saying was you need to focus on one thing specifically. So he was giving me an example. If you sell sealed products, focus on sealed products and grow that. If you want to sell single cards, sell single cards and grow that. If you want to do streaming and box breaks, do that. But that's not true. Perhaps that works in his world, in his side of the world, because he is from the United States, but that does not work here in Europe. Because last year at a certain moment, my sales for sealed products completely stopped. I hardly got any orders. Yeah, I could count the orders on one hand that I got in a week. That was starting April, May, June, and I was like, do I need to stop the business? What do I need to do? I was still under the impression that I don't want to sell single cards. And I told that in the beginning, because if you go back to posts that I made and things like that, that I said, I'm not going to sell single cards. Are you crazy? I don't want to do that. But that mentality needed to change, and that has saved our business. Now, for the moment, when we have dead spots, when we have low sealed products that are going out, we have a ton of single cards that are going out. But I do agree, you need to be careful. You cannot do everything at the same time. I also want to do vending, and I'm doing that, but I'm struggling with finding the time, because that takes time. You need to find good places. You need to be in time because they sell out quickly. That's also an investment, because sometimes you need to pay 6 months in advance. You need to make sure you have enough product to go, because you are fighting big companies sometimes that are standing there, that are pros in that department. I am a newbie, green behind the ears in vending at events. I'm not green behind the ears in selling through my website. I'm not green behind the ears in selling single cards through Card Market and my own website. So I need to be careful, and we all need to be careful, that you don't start running while you still need to learn to walk. I'm coming from the crawling process, from the baby phase to the teenage phase. When I'm an adult, I can start running, basically. That's how I see it. He is right in certain areas, but in Europe, my friends, you need to be careful as well. There are some really big players. There is market manipulation. There is less information on our market available publicly than on the US market. We hardly know when decent restocks are coming up. A lot of stores keep that on the hush hush. We need to plan. That's why single cards for the moment is my savior for the business. And that's also why I'm going to make videos to learn you how to do that. And you're now going to think, yeah, but Sigi, okay, you have 10,000s of single cards. You are already established. You have your sales. How can I start as a newbie? We all gotta start somewhere. You can start with 500 euros, 1000 euros. You probably have a collection. You probably have a ton of bulk sitting around. And if you really wanna invest time, because my friends, I can tell you, I have a full-time job besides all this magic, household, children, and I combine all this with that. I work 16 hours a day, including my full-time job. You need to understand what you are doing. You need to understand how your life is going to change. That's also something that is important. It can become how big that you want it. It comes at a price as well. What other things can crush you in the Pokemon hobby? Not thinking carefully. You can advance in the Pokemon hobby with thinking ahead, investing. You also now need to make a comparison for yourself. If you have 1,000 euros, you go to the bank and you put it on your account on the 1st of January 2026. How much interest will you get on the 31st of December 2026? Perhaps 1% interest. Imagine that you do that with Pokemon. Imagine that you take a Pokemon product and you buy a good product, my friends, don't buy any garbage, and you put that aside and you buy that in January at a very good price, at a very good opportunity, price per pack, once again, and you put that in safe storage. You check the value again in December of that year. Do you think that you made more on that than putting it on your savings account? I want to bet with you that you will have more just by buying Pokemon products. And it's not only Pokemon products. You also have other products where that can happen. But Pokemon is the best example. Pokemon is, for the moment, appreciated the most. Okay, you have now One Piece. People are going to say One Piece, but we don't know exactly what's going to happen long term. Bandai can still destroy it. Pokemon is turning 30 years. They have a lot more skin in the game than Bandai for the moment with One Piece. Another thing that you can check out is Magic the Gathering. They also already have a lot of skin in the game. What I don't recommend is that you check out Yu-Gi-Oh! Yu-Gi-Oh! Is very, very, very risky for the moment, that I do not want to put any investment in. We don't know what the future of Yu-Gi-Oh! Will mean. They are trying new things, but all we know is they destroyed their game this year and it could be game over. Be careful about possible pitfalls. Make sure that you plan yourself accordingly. If you want to do box breaks, make sure you can get the product at decent prices. Also, calculate, for example, commissions that you need to pay. If you want to sell single cards and you want to sell that on card market, do a calculation. How profitable can that be? If you're interested in getting to know how to start with selling single cards, well, you already got to like this video, of course, and just subscribe to the channel. I'm going to make multiple videos about what kind of equipment do I use? How do I prepare my orders? How do I ship out everything? How do we do that? How did we manage to grow our business? Sealed products, single cards, all those things. There is a reason that our business did more than 250,000 euros in revenue in 2025. And this year we are definitely going to go over that. I can guarantee. So if you are down for the journey, you know what to do. Click those damn buttons and I'll see you in the next one.